there is, I think, what's happening in Australia at the moment, something that I can't recall ever having seen previously, and that is very significant, long-standing strategic commentators all generally united behind the view that we've got to do something different about how we deal with our national security in our future. We cannot continue to do the things that we have done in the past. They are simply not relevant anymore. Now, there's been some great writings about that. Some of our very significant long-time commentators, Professor Hugh White, Dr. Ross Babbage, commentators like Greg Sheridan in The Australian, even Paul Dibb, Emeritus Professor Paul Dibb, have commented recently in a similar sort of, they don't agree with each other completely, but in a very similar sort of way, that we actually need now to focus more attention, and this is a really critical point for us here, we really do need to focus more attention now on defending ourselves, not structuring ourselves to be a part of the things that we've been doing over the last 30 years, which have been part of large coalitions led by the US generally, or supported by the US in the closer to home region, and structuring our forces to be able to perform those roles really well. And if you look at the way in which the Australian Defence Force is put together at the moment, it's easy to reach the conclusion that we are structured not to defend Australia, but to be a part of a coalition with other players, of which we are relatively small. So the public dialogue that's starting to gather pace around this at the moment has the potential to significantly change the defence and broader national security posture and outcome for this country in the next few years. Possibly not, I would opine, under this government, which seems willing to start the conversation, and I understand that there is the beginnings of a force structure review underway in defence at the moment, but I think that will take a little time to roll out. What I do think would be likely to happen is, in the event of a change of government, which is inevitable here sooner or later, that we'll see that start to accelerate. So it's a really, really interesting time, the nature of which I honestly don't recall taking place at any time in quite this way, and certainly not as potentially big for us as at any time since the withdrawal from Vietnam.